About Albo's glass jaw. Christopher Dorr, formerly of the Australian newspaper, now at a thing called The Nightly, which is run by Seven West Media, run out of Perth. 1, 2, 3, 4 parts about how the Emperor has no clothes inside the Prime Minister's office. It's the most thorough reporting I've seen of anything inside the Labor Party. Now, Bronwyn, it confirms everything we've known for a while. He'll be able to dismiss it as, it's just a couple of old, Shorten's mates in the right wing who were never happy with me, blah, blah, blah. But the reason I went into chapter and verse at the start of the show was if the Labor Party is running internals at the moment on what is the best attack job on the Prime Minister, they know the bloke's got some problems.
Yes, they do. The most interesting thing about that story is who leaked the details of what they were doing in testing those potential ads.
Correct.
I mean, you could just lift them up and use them. So there's something seriously wrong going on in the office. And to think that Catherine Murphy's the answer, my God.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the question was, if Catherine Murphy's the answer.
But again, what do you think of those things?
Look, it's a cracking read. I've read all of it, and it sounds very familiar to what people have been telling me. But it's not necessarily what people in cabinet have been telling me, or people, although some may or may not have been. But
there's reference to cabinet.
But the point is, this is the sort of stuff that you get about every government. You think about the Kevin Rudd, kitchen cabinets reporting that ended up being the sort of.
But that resulted in him being punted in his first term. The leaks on Abbott resulted in him being.
That's exactly right.
Rules,
Malcolm Turnbull pants off angry.
Correct. Now, but let's be honest. The rules of the Labor Party mean it ain't going to happen, and he is going to go to the next federal election.
I mean,
No,
the caucus can say we'll change the rules.
Yes.
But
That's true.
More importantly, in my point here is, again, the propensity of the Prime Minister, his office, his supporters to just pretend all criticism is made up by Sky News Primetime. Well, I can tell you, after spending the time in Dunkley, it lands pretty well. What people actually know are the falsehoods of the government. That doesn't automatically mean that there's pining for the Liberal Party. But
Paul,
come on, it ain't made up.
Well, I have said
David
all
Crow's
along,
even writing about it.
Nobody ever, in the 20-plus years I sat in that chamber with that man, nobody ever said he was leadership material. All we're seeing is it played out. I was quite right all the way along.
Who's going to rock up to? Who's going to wander up to and say, "Hey, Mrs. Speaker"?
No. I'm talking in the
Anthony
chat that goes on.
I think it was a surprise. I think it was a surprise to a lot of people.
So the easy thing is to say, who
He's the
cares,
last
roll
man
on.
standing.
What does he and his people need to learn from the reporting and the sort of stuff we talk about?
Frankly, it's a concern I've had, and raised publicly a number of times, which is I worry, I'm very fond of saying that Albo has a concerning amount of confidence that he is someone, and that's a great thing, and you need it in politics.
Yeah.
But he often thinks, with things like even the previous election result, things like The Voice, that everything's going fine, everything's going okay, even when it's not going okay. That it's still very much in the hunt, and then it turns out to be disastrous. And so I do worry about him surrounding himself with yes men. At the same time, I admire people and politicians who are loyal and who pick and stick, and so I think there is definite value in that. And I think even his critics said that in the article. It's good that he's a strong friend and and he doesn't just hang people out to dry.